What can you hear when I play with this scene? Does it sound like a single transition sound effect? If it does, then that's great, because that's how it's supposed to sound. But in reality, I played 5 different sounds on top of each other to create this sound effect. Hi, I'm Thomas from Newzone Audio. The technique of checking multiple sounds on top of each other is called layering, and it's used to create all of these cool sound effects you hear in films. The aim of this video is to show you 5 techniques, like this one, that you can use in your videos and films to make your sound design professional. Let's start by expanding on the technique I just showed you. Layering is all about experimentation and trying different sounds together. I'll give you a tip for selecting the right sound, but before diving into that, let's break down the layers of this sound effect into 3 groups and play them separately. Try to think why I've split them like this. Notice that the sounds in the first group feel lighter and more sharp. They're high frequency sounds, which are great for adding clarity and detail. The last group, on the other hand, sounds deeper and heavier. These are low frequency sounds, which include bass heavy elements that add weight and depth to your scenes. In the middle are the mid frequency sounds. They fill out the body of your sound design, ensuring everything feels full and balanced. The reason I'm saying this is because when layering sounds, you want to look for sounds that complement each other in those areas. If I take out any of those elements, you will notice that it feels like something is missing. Try to look for and mix together sounds from each of those groups so that you don't end up with only bass heavy sounds or only high frequency sounds. It will help keep the sound effect rich and prevent it from sounding too thin or muddy. Pitch shifting is a fun tool you might recognize from the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies.
This is singing.
Pitch shifting essentially changes the frequency of a sound, making it sound either lower or higher. It's how we can make my voice
Sound like one of those tiny chipmunks?
or even use it to transform a small dog's bark into a much larger breed. We can apply this technique to enhance sound effects as well. Listen to this clip of a water drop falling. I've pulled 2 sounds from a library to overlay on the video. They sound okay, but since the clip shows the drop falling into the water in slow motion, I want the impact to sound deeper, more resonant. I'll pitch the first sound effect down by around 4 semitones, and for the second one, I'll actually apply 2 pitch shifting effects in a row so that I can pitch the sound even lower. Here's the before and after. Time stretching allows us to change the speed and length of the audio recordings. The main way I like to use this is with risers to make their length fit the video. Let's say I want to put this riser to this scene. If I play them together, the riser is longer than the video and the two don't match up. We can simply right click on the audio clip, select time and adjust the speed the same way you would with a video. We can now add another more tonal riser, which once we speed it up, it will match the visual as well. If we just add a simple whoosh with a bit of reverb and play it all together, we get this. As the name suggests, reversing your sound flips them around, which can often create some very interesting and unique results. A sound you're probably quite familiar with is glass shattering or handling paper. both of which create a typical reverse time sound effect. But the way I use this the most is to create risers and transitions. I find this works best with tonal sounds such as cymbals, bells, or piano notes. Have a listen to some of these. Now, if we use one of our previous techniques and layer these on top of each other with a few other reversed piano notes, we get this. And if we combine that with a few other sounds to go with a video, remember how we talked about frequencies in the layering part? Applying a filter lets you cut out certain frequencies to alter the sound and choose which parts of the sound you want and don't want to hear. To apply this effect, we use a parametric equalizer, and we're mainly concerned with the high pass and low pass filters. A low pass filter cuts out higher frequencies, letting lower frequencies pass through. This can be very useful when you're trying to convey that a sound is coming from another room or place. When sound travels, especially through walls, the higher frequencies are the ones that get lost first. That's why when your neighbors are having a party, you mainly hear the thumping of the bass. The same effect can be used for other sounds. If we take the sound of banging on a door, by simply applying a low-pass filter, we can make it sound like it's coming from outside. High-pass filter does the opposite. It allows higher frequencies to pass while attenuating lower frequencies. This can be useful when you're trying to create thinner sounding effects that will have little to no low frequency. Those could be things like impact sounds or whooshes. This is especially useful when layering sounds to prevent the mix from becoming muddy, which can easily happen with low frequencies. By applying a high-pass filter to some elements, you can clear out the low-frequency clutter and create more space in the mix. If you'd like more content, visit the New Zone Audio website for a free membership trial. You'll gain access to exclusive videos, join our Discord community for the latest audio tools, and book one-on-one calls with me for personalized project feedback and advice. Thank you for watching. See you next time.